Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. My name is Thomas, and I discuss my near-death experience, the things I learned, and the things I think you should know. So I wasn't going to make a YouTube today, but I thought that my viewers could use some words of inspiration. And so what makes me an authority on inspiration? So I've dealt with serious health challenges for about 18 years now, and I've been through acute leukemia and a stem cell transplant, and I've had my hips replaced. I could go on all day. But I'm also a near-death experience survivor, and that really changed my perspective on how I looked at life and looked at my cancer and how I view my challenges, and that are sometimes daily challenges. So I made some notes, so I'm going to go over those now. So first thing I'd like you to know is that you can always handle more than you think you can handle. The human spirit is truly marvelous. We can go through things that we didn't think that we could go through. And looking back on my experience, it's like, yeah, angels, God, however you want to view it, they were always working in my life. I have no idea how I'd still be here if they hadn't been. So the next thing is to have faith, and the power of human spirit is man's greatest gift, and God won't ever leave you alone, especially when it matters. So everyone is protected, and God forgets no one. And I know you're probably thinking, well, what does God have to do with my struggles? And God puts us where, or the universe, however you want to look at it, puts us where we're always meant to be. And things always work out better than we can ever imagine. And the other side is where true life takes place, and we forget that because we have no experience with it. We think this is all it's about, and our moment-to-moment struggles will overwhelm us. But when we take a step back and look, we're able to overcome so much more than we ever thought we could. And so though you may not feel it, you are infinite. You don't really die. And that kind of changes how you look at your challenges. Is it really worth getting upset over, or is it worth keeping a positive attitude and maintaining grace under pressure? So everything is working out for your benefit. The universe always puts you right where it wants you. And this is always for your own good. And though we may not like the lessons that we learn, they're always there for us to become better people. And so again, everything will be better than you can ever imagine, especially right now when you're going through the challenges. And then you have to keep a positive mental outlook. You can't let life get you down, because that's when you really get beaten down. And during times of great challenge, do what special forces do and box breathe. Do the paced breathing. Inhale, start with the count of 3. Inhale for 3, hold for 3, exhale for 3, hold it out for 3, and then repeat. And if you're in crisis, this will help you come out of crisis. So also stay in the moment. So mindfulness has taught me so much. I've had some huge awakening experiences just mindfully eating. And that might be because of my near-death experience and because I've already seen the other side. But, you know, I remember I was eating an egg the other day, and it was like, I was the egg, I was the chicken, I was all the people that brought me the egg to the store, and it was just, I was God. I was God experiencing myself eating the egg. It was really incredible, and it all came from just really being stressed out to the point where I had to be mindful to find some peace. And that brings me to my next point, and that is, in the moment, everything is okay, even if it's not. Staying in the moment will help you cope and make better decisions. So we can never make good decisions for ourselves when we're stressed out, not feeling well, or when we're not in the moment, when we're caught up in the past or the present. And so usually I find stress comes from being in the past or the future and not being in the present. So practice mindfulness. And the next thing is, don't wait for there to be peace. Create the peace that you wish to feel, or that you wish to seek. Give into your infinite nature. Remember that you are so much bigger than your problems. And think, what can you do to make the situation better? It can be as simple as a cup of tea, putting on some music, using some essential oils. If you're okay with cannabis, I find that usually helps us gain a higher perspective on things, especially if you use it spiritually. And then create a self-soothing kit, especially if you deal with stress or anxiety or depression. In my self-soothing kit, I have a singing bowl, I have some crystals, I have tea, I have flashcards of techniques I can use to help me with stress, such as the pace breathing or the box breathing. And then ways I can practice mindfulness, such as mindfully eating or mindfully breathing or being mindful of my thoughts. So, and if you deal with fear, stress, anxiety, pain, depression, etc., I highly recommend dialectical behavioral therapy. It's usually something you have to take a year-long class for. In my experience, it takes 6 months just to learn the skills and another 6 months to apply them. But there's a lot of helpful skills that you can look up. Just do a Google search for dialectical behavioral therapy. Dialectical meaning like opposing, so being okay when things are not okay. Alright, and you can also find books on DBT that are super helpful. Alright, and then I would be remiss if I didn't mention to put your faith again in a higher power, whatever that may be. But again, in my experience, Jesus, angels, and God are all real. And so much literature says that we all have guardian angels. And with my near-death experience being more real than real, I gotta say, yeah, angels are absolutely real, especially going through a sort of psychic awakening and being able to communicate with my angels. And it's like, how did I not see in my life before that angels were so real? And I would just like to say that my challenges have also been blessings. So find the silver lining in what you're going through right now, and maybe that will help you kind of come out of the moment and find some peace. Okay, and then know that things may not always be okay, and that's okay. Things will never be as bad as they seem, especially on the other side. So thank you for watching. I hope this brings you some peace or gives you some tools to work with. So thank you so much. Much love and peace. Namaste.